I'm just going to wait till the viewers catch up a little bit. Because I'm not getting anything on my phone. Oh, are you kidding me? So you can see it happening, yeah? Good. Cool. Right, well, I suppose if it's streaming, it's streaming. Might as well just carry on then. I'm going to move on to the opening section. What? So are we all seeing the same thing? Is it all saying podcast now, or is it not? Yeah, that's good, as long as that's showing. Oh, did you do it? Oh, okay, cool. You beast. Thank you. Cole's on it like a car bonnet. Right. I'm going to switch, and then we'll go into scene 3, which will be the one where we start. And welcome everyone to this Allegiance podcast number 2. I'm Dr. Conaj. I'm one of the UK admins for the clan. Welcome. I'm joined here today by Stevie Bizzle. Say hello, Stevie. He's gone away, clearly. Great, professional. Cole, hello to you as well. Straight on there.
Oh, sorry. I was eating chips and dip, and I didn't want people to hear my dippy and chippies of eating. Hello, everybody.
Hello to Cole as well, one of the NA admins as well. And we also have Game Freak, one of the EUAUS admins. Say hello.
Alright, how's everyone doing?
And we also have one of the members of the clan as well with us, Tommy Putt. He's basically like my sound engineer today. Real hats off to him, and he also did the music intro as well. Say hello, Tom.
Hello.
Awesome, so we're all here. So before we start going into trials, because we'll talk about the game and getting into everything, I'd like to open up obviously by talking about the clan and what's been going on this week, or the past week at least. So we've had, unfortunately, stepping down of GMAC and City as admins. You know, absolutely fantastic admins. It's a shame to see them go. Obviously, everyone has their own reasons for going. You know, so leave them to that. But we have obviously got now Boinsey and Delay as their replacements. Just want to welcome them to the team because they are both fantastic players, and looking forward to having them as admins as well. So, PvP system, we talked about it briefly last week. How has it been going so far, Stevie, from your perspective? So now we're another week in, we've had another week to try it out. How has it been going? Have you done any Crucible events?
I've done a lot of Crucible events. Been doing a lot of trials. From what I'm seeing in terms of the progress of our PvP system, I like the progress of what I'm seeing. It's a little bit all over the place, which is, you know, the individuals that are really skilled in our PvP, in the PvP sessions in terms of Allegiance, they're really starting to stand out, and they really have a lot of points. The individuals that might need a little work, at least they have a bar to sit there and reach and try to obtain, or a certain area where they want to stay in, which is in between 1.5 and above 0.50. So overall, I think the change from 1.5 and 0.50 to lose a point has been a positive one, and we've gotten a lot of positive feedback from new members, as well as current members in the clan. So I like the direction it's going. It looks like it's not going to change, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that it's been a lot easier to obtain points with a 1.5 KD. I think it's a lot more realistic for everyone, I think, because sometimes you just have those bad matches. I mean, Cole and Game Freak, from your perspective as admins, have you seen an increase in people joining Crucible events? Have you been running Crucible events?
I don't typically run Crucible events. I run more like Prison of Elders, Crotas, and Vogs in order to get people into the raids. I run like a lot of raids to get teach people the mechanics of it mostly. But I have when I've been joined a few Crucible events with like Stevie and a few others, and it is like a high risk, high reward kind of thing where like was it you take the risk of like losing points and you have a high gain, high reward kind of system with it. That's the way I feel with it.
And Cole?
I absolutely love it because, like Stevie said, I mean, there is a certain bar you want to reach. And I actually didn't play Crucible before I joined this clan, so I came in with like a .2 average of KD. And then watching it like the Destiny tracker, it's spiked since we actually started tracking all this. Because then I know what I have to work on and what I don't, you know, what weapons work for me and all that. And I actually like it because it makes it a little bit more competitive between all of us rather than us against all the other Guardians in the game. I like it a lot.
So you found that maybe setting a bar for yourself of 1.5 KD or more has actually been helpful. It's actually pushed your KD up.
Oh, absolutely. It actually makes me think about what I'm doing rather than, you know, just running in and trying to kill people. I actually had to legitimately sit down and go, okay, this works, this doesn't. You know, it's really helped me out a lot.
And Tom, from your perspective, obviously as one of our members as opposed to any of the admins, for you, do you think, you know, the 1.5 KD is achievable? I mean, do you do that regularly? Can you get above 1.5, or do you find that you're kind of dropping off the bottom?
I mean, as far as I'm aware, I think it's a good starting point before you get ranked. If you see what I mean, because if you're doing badly, you want to stay off it. You want to get to a certain level of skill before you start showing up on the leaderboard, if you like. So I think it's probably, you know, just the sweet spot for the KD that you need to start going, oh, actually, you know, I'm kind of getting involved with the better players now and I'm starting to be a bit more competitive. I think if it was lower than that, then it would just kind of be all over the place as well. And also, when you've had a good game, you're on 1.5 a plus. So there's not really going to be many records of people doing badly, let's say, but just doing worse than amazing. So
yeah, no, I know.
It's a good scale. I think it's probably the sweet spot.
And it's a good question to ask you as well. When you're playing with other Allegiance members and having the admins running the runs, how do you find that you do better compared to being alone, or do you find you're better alone?
I cannot describe to you in words how much better I do. Even like just having someone lead you. It just changes everything. When you're on your own, there's a team of people, 6 people, running off in different directions. No one's communicating. You know, you're all strangers. You're just playing for fun. You're just trying to get as many kills as you can. When you've got an admin, you know, running an event, you've got, you know, everyone is cooperating. You're going, right, 2 of you go this way, you go that way, and then we'll flank them around the side, and you start playing with some really interesting tactics, and it starts to become more thoughtful rather than just running out into the next, you know, capture point and shooting. You know, you're actually doing it for a reason, and someone's telling you why, and you know, you win. You know, you very rarely lose a game running with the clan.
Yeah, definitely.
Just because most people don't run with clans all in voice chat. Most people just like run maybe 1 or 2 mates or, you know, just on their own. So I think the success rate is, you know, it bumps up as well. It shows in the statistics. I'm sure if you could find a way of looking at it on Destiny Tracker, it would be unreal. Like you'd see a massive boost in wins and kills.
Yeah, well, luckily there is a way to do that on there. I mean, hopefully we'll be able to start showing that on the actual website with the points kind of showing up and people getting that rank soon. Because I think it is definitely very obtainable. I mean, for those people who maybe are a bit more nervous when it comes to Crucible, have a try with us. Have a try in one of our rounds, in one of our runs, because it honestly makes such a difference having a group of people that, one, know the Crucible, and also 2, can kind of guide you through, help you with what works and what doesn't work, and, you know, when to kind of attack, when to kind of pull back. It does make such a difference, and I think especially in Trials, which I think I'd like to talk about briefly here as well. With Trials, it's definitely a completely different ball game. I mean, Stevie and Game Freak have just come back from doing a bit of the Black Shield Trials of Cyrus. How did that go, guys?
Not well.
The laughter. That says it all, doesn't it?
Little of a sore subject.
Because I mean, I think that's the thing. I know a lot of people have been asking for Trials of Osiris, and I don't think any of us are necessarily afraid to put up Trials of Osiris events. I mean, we're happy to do that, but I mean, from your perspective, so everyone here, I think, has played Trials of Osiris at some point. I know me and Tommy have, and we managed to make it to the Lighthouse. I think I did it with you, Game Freak, as well at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. How difficult is it, and how do you find that the varying maps really do they make a difference? Does each map really kind of change the way that you're playing? Does it force you to try new tactics? You know, does it make it more difficult when the maps are smaller compared to bigger? Stevie, go with you first.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Trials is cool from a competition standpoint, but from just an overall, there's just something about it that, I don't know. I mean, I'm addicted to it right now because I'm a stubborn asshole. Like, I just keep sitting there and I just keep going for it, and if I lose, I get frustrated, but it makes me want to win it more. But for individuals that might not be necessarily as skilled in Crucible or PvP, I could see them getting frustrated extremely quickly and just giving up on Trials of Osiris. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, you know. It's for those competitive players. I think they could enhance Trials of Osiris with different game modes. You know, maybe that's one game mode, and then maybe they have one or two others to get to Lighthouse. Maybe a 6v6 option. But I think it can be improved. It's not that bad. It's a nice concept, but something definitely they can build on.
Okay, so what about you, Game Freak?
I think the maps do matter, because the close range maps, you're gonna have maybe a guy who's really good with a sniper, like locking down a tunnel where you're trying to reach them down, and if they lock down like the smaller tunnels and you can't get to them, like for example the Anomaly, I can imagine if that was a Trials of Osiris map, it'd be a nightmare, because there'd be have snipers down each hallway trying to lock it down, and it'd be hell trying to get to Black Shield, for example, the new one that we're doing now. It's very, very open. If you can control the outside, you can control the flag and stop them pulling back. But if you lose a team member trying to lock down one of the sides from the doors where they come out from the middle building, it's really difficult to hold it, because you're trying to take out the enemies that are trying to constantly flanking you from three sides. It's very difficult.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely been my experience so far. I mean, just to kind of add to that, like whenever I was doing it, I did a bit with Leeds and one of his friends, and we were just kind of trying to lock down that centre position. But even when you lock down the inside on one of the on that inside room, the trouble becomes that if they've got the outside bit where the flag spawns, you kind of have to push out into a territory where you can get sniped so easily. You know, if you come out of that door, there are so many places that they can sit and snipe you, but you won't see them until you're already dead. Cole, what about yourself? What's your experience of Trials been like?
At first, I hated it. Absolutely hated it, because I wasn't getting anywhere. I was just losing, you know, 3 games back to back. And I was seeing the Brother of Osiris more than I liked. But then, actually, last night with Stevie and who were we playing with? I forget their name already. We're playing with another guy from the clan, and we actually won.
You forgot. That's just disgusting.
Yeah, unbelievable.
That's why
I stayed silent.
I play with so many people. It's unreal.
If you're watching this, make yourself known.
Yes, please. I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay. But yeah, last night with Stevie and the other guy, it was the first time I actually ever won a game in Trials of Osiris, and I was actually super excited. I mean, it was great. But I mean, like Stevie says, they had like 6v6. I would probably like a little bit more, but it's really intense. Like, I think 2 days ago I was playing with 2 people who weren't in the clan. They just like randomly invited me, and we actually got pretty far, and I ended up killing like 3 people in one game. I was like, I was so excited, my hands were shaking.
Yeah, it does get like, when you take out a whole team and get that Wrecking Ball medal, it's just such a good feeling.
Yeah.
It's probably the best feeling out of the whole game.
But then we died the next round and we lost. But
But we'll
but I
ignore
mean,
that. We'll ignore that. It's fine.
yeah, I mean it's nice and all, but I don't see myself getting to the lighthouse in the next 4 months, to be perfectly honest, because I'm not that great at PvP. And I don't see myself winning trials, but if they sort of mixed it up a bit, it'd be better. I don't know.
I think kind of build on that point. I think it really depends on who you play with at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, me, Game Freak, and Funky Brave go in there, and all three of us, I think, are relatively skilled in the Crucible. Yet we just kept running into guys that have gone to the Lighthouse several times and knew what they were doing. We were in close matches at the end of the day, but we didn't win it. Where I was in a room earlier where it was me, Funky, Brave, and Tank, and we won 6-7 games in a row, where we probably faced 3 or 4 teams that were relatively not skilled, and we breezed through some of them. So I think it depends on the matchmaking too. It's almost like you got to grind trials like you grind other things, because you'll never know who you're matched up against. And I would say to any members that are scared of Trials of Osiris or any type of event that might be on our calendar, do give it a shot, like Konash said, because you never know what matchmaking is going to give you. Most of the administrators are pretty well skilled in Trials of Osiris, so you'll probably be in really good hands.
Absolutely.
I mean, I came from an opposite end of the spectrum. So the first week Trials came out, we had to set up me, Konaj, and another friend of ours in the clan, a member. We had 3 televisions, all in the same room, all ready to do it, and then we flawlessed it first time. Just don't know how, don't know why. And now I thought, wow, this is all right, And I went online and saw everyone was going, it's really hard. And I was thinking, like, well, it wasn't hard. It was challenging, but it wasn't completely hard. And then I've tried it again the week after with different people on a different map. Completely destroyed. I have not done it. I've not got to the lighthouse since. It's just, I think I got lucky with the map and the people I was with. I was, Shotgun and Thorn on that map, on the first map, and it was just easy. It wasn't easy, but it just fit. It suited my playstyle. And the second week, I was like, hold on a minute, I've never used snipers. Like, this map, I think it was Pantheon, it's all about snipers, and I just couldn't handle it. And I thought, you know what, I'll wait till next week, see what the map is then. Again, just haven't found a map again that suits my playstyle, and I haven't been to the lighthouse since the first week. So I've gone from thinking, oh, this is the best thing, it's so easy, I got to the lighthouse straight away, to damn it, I just got so lucky. So yeah,
I definitely
it's a
think
double
our
edged sword.
team composition was excellent in there. I don't know what it was. I don't. Has Kieran played that much Crucible? Because that night was just crazy.
I don't know whether it's because we were all in the same room and could see each other's screens. That might have helped a bit, but I didn't feel like I was looking at anyone else's screen because you're so focused when you're playing Trials. There's no it's like Cole said, your hands shake, you're really into it, and if you win, it's like a relief. You're like, oh my god, I can breathe for a few seconds, and then someone pops if someone pops a self res, and you're just you relax for a second, then someone pops a self res, and we were like, oh crap, we relax, and then you learn never to. The best thing is you never relax now, because if that happens to you once in Trials, you do not relax until you see that screen come up. Because you're just waiting for someone to pop it, when you least expect it, when they catch you off your guard. But no, it's the most thrilling enjoyable experience I've had, in an adrenaline kind of way. But it's stressful. I wouldn't do it to relax. Let's put it that way.
No,
you know what they should do in Trials? They should have a 6v6, hardcore, where it's 6v6, and once you're dead, you can't revive. Kind of like a search and destroy or something like that from Call of Duty. Or I'm one of my main games when I started gaming was SOCOM, U.S. Navy SEALs, and that was very competitive to a standpoint where if one of your members died, they're dead. So you want to make sure to know where to rush, where not to rush. It was extremely strategic, and I think if Destiny implemented something like that in Trials, I think it would get a lot of positive feedback.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's something I definitely want to touch on when we come to the kind of more game side of it. I know you've kind of skewed it and it's got into the game, but why I brought up Trials of Osiris in the first place was because I'm personally thinking of doing Trials of Osiris, throwing up an event for everyone, or for anyone, sorry, as it were, so that people can. I take a couple of people through. We do one card, and just so everyone can kind of get a feel of it. I mean, I know that's an idea that's kind of been knocking around, and I know definitely a few people have been doing it. But I wanted to kind of definitely put it out there. I as one of the admins, I have been to the Lighthouse, but to point out, it is about the team composition. You've heard it here from all of the people, but that's not to be afraid of it. It just means that when you're in there with that group, you've got to listen to each other, you've got to communicate, and if you're in an admin run, follow that admin's lead, because I know that Game Freak will be able to lead you through. I know Stevie will. I know I will. I know Cole will when she finally gets to the Lighthouse. And if Tommy was an admin, I'm sure he would be able to. It's just purely about listening to each other. And that's what I'm going to start to do. Throw up Trials of Osiris. I think it'll either be a Friday or a Saturday. And just let people have a go, because I think that's the most important thing. Once you've gotten in there and had a try of it, seen what it's like, I think you can make a better informed decision whether you want to keep trying it or not, because some people don't and some people do, and it's just the way it is. And it's the same with the raids as well. So yeah, that's what we'll do. Right, moving on to the game side, and we'll start up some control. Are we all ready?
Yep. Well, I have to be now.
Yeah, I didn't give you a choice. I was just letting you know. I there wasn't really any choice here. We were just going into it.
Got my bounties, got my jewel, I'm ready.
Yeah, no, I'm going to start trying to level up my jewel. I got an arc one, so nice.
I got a solar.
You got solar.
Void.
Yeah.
Arc, I reckon, arc and solar are pretty good, but void, I do want a void weapon. Either a
That's
scout.
what I've got.
You might be mad at me, Doc. I got the messenger in void, and it is a minotaur killer.
I can imagine that messenger is
Nice.
really, really good. In fact, it's probably one of my favourite guns ever. I will go out and say it that far, because it is fantastic a weapon. We'll get onto weapons in a second. I think the big news this week, or the past week, or the big controversy that's been happening was this Luke Smith interview, with Eurogamer. Obviously, it sparked a lot of controversy because of what he said, especially
a lot.
a lot of controversy, especially considering the fact that Bungie weren't going to do the collector's edition stuff separately, and basically make people pay more for the exact same content that we already had. And I think everyone here at Allegiance will know that pain, purely because it's annoying, especially as we've spent how much has everyone spent so far? Probably about, from my perspective,
Jesus.
in English, in the English money, should we say? I think it's about £90 to £100 just on Destiny so far. How is it in dollars? I don't know.
$250 is what I paid.
So far.
Yeah. No, sorry. Including the expansions, I paid $300.
Jesus. But you brought the collector's edition, though, didn't you?
Well, yeah,
yeah.
because I
You brought
couldn't
two
get the collector's
edition,
edition.
didn't you?
No, I had to buy collector's edition for the Xbox 360 because I couldn't get it for the PS4. It was already sold out. So I bought it for the 360 and then got a standard copy of the PS4 version and then bought the expansions because the codes don't work from the 360 to my PS4.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
And that's not including my paid off collector's edition for the Taken King. Not including.
Yeah. Which is just, just what the whole controversy has been about. I mean, we obviously briefly talked about what we were going to get. In line with these changes, though, do people think that they're going to just buy Destiny separately and then go to buy the extras, or are you just going to buy Destiny separately, or are you going to stick with what you've got currently?
From the point of being in the UK, so I'd love to get the collector's edition. Don't get me wrong, but I've spent well, £50 when the game was released. But the problem is at the moment is that, and this isn't the problem with Bungie or Destiny, just to be clear. This is a problem with the gaming industry as a whole. So in the US, where you'd pay like $40 for the expansion. In the UK, that translates to roughly about £25–30. However, we're paying £40. We're matching your numbers, but the exchange rate's obviously completely off.
This is the thing. I wanted to get the collector's edition, with the what's it called? With the strange coin, with Cade's notebook, and I'm paying the exact same amount as with no offence to you guys, but it's the exact same amount as the Americans at £80. That's extortionate. We're getting ripped off here for the exact same stuff. And
I mean, what
no
I'm
offense
saying,
to you guys,
yeah.
but it's
So
just,
let me
it
put
just
it,
seems a bit unnecessary, doesn't it?
I'll put it in perspective. If you're, for you guys in the US, if you were paying the same cost that we were for the collector's edition, you'd be spending $150
2 on
on
C.
it, which is crazy. Imagine, you wouldn't want to spend $150 on a game you pretty much, for most content you already have, you're basically paying for those physical items and a few shaders and a few exotic class items. But like, that's
Alright, don't go for C.
extortion.
There's
Well,
Yeah,
I
there's
think
lots
I think the biggest issue. I think the biggest issue
Game
though is
design.
really Activision. It's not Bungie. You know,
Yeah,
they did the
exactly.
same
Yeah.
thing with this in Call of Duty. You know, like Call of Duty, the original Call of Duty was, frankly, I loved it. Call of Duty 1 and 2 were really a lot of fun. When Treyarch finally figured it out with Black Ops, it was a lot of fun. And
I'm not Bungie.
and you know what? And what does Activision do? They want so much money, and they want to extort so much money from the game players and the users of the game. They do this, which is so irritating. I know it's not Bungie, it's Activision, because they have a reputation for doing this stuff,
Oh,
and
Jesus,
it's
the
just
lag
very
on here is
frustrating.
ridiculous. I don't know if it's because I'm streaming or not, but it's just terrible for me.
I feel like that's a good point because a lot of people, especially on the internet, have been going like, you know, having the pitchforks out of Bungie. When you're completely right, it's the gaming industry as a whole, really, and it's mostly Activision. Like Bungie make the content, they don't make the decisions business-wise. They probably have a chat with them about it, but at the end of the day, they don't really get a choice.
Yeah.
So I think that's a fair point because I feel like they're probably getting a lot of stick. And to be fair to Bungie, they are very, you know, very fair and
User
you know, they
friendly,
listen.
yeah, and
They
Yeah.
care about the community
That's
a lot.
for sure.
Yeah. So I feel like they
Never know
deserve
on
less
them.
stick than they've got for it.
Pro. Oh no!
You guys come
Oh,
for the
I
heavy?
missed.
Too late.
I missed.
How did
Look,
you miss?
Nova
It's a
Bob went
Nova
over the
Ball!
skiff. I'm sorry.
You call
Maybe.
yourself a
I know,
maven.
I'm sorry. I'm a disappointment to everyone, clearly.
Just a quick, I'm reading the notes right now on the feed, Konaj. There are multiple requests for you to run your hands through
By
your hair.
multiple requests, is
I
that
don't know
from
if that's...
you? Because I feel like it is.
On
Because I
what?
must say I am looking at it.
No,
and it
no,
says,
I'm-
this is Conage. I love myself very much. I love my fluffy hair and my luscious nice beard. Oh, red beard. It's not ginger. I'm not ginger. Not that I have a problem with gingers. I'm just not ginger.
You seem quite
I am
defensive
quite
about it,
offensive.
man.
You know what? That's it. I've had enough. I'm gone. I'm shaving it all off. No.
I think
Please
it's
don't.
important to remember.
I'll
Connor,
cry.
that there's
But
nothing
you're
wrong
Do
with
you want me to
ginger.
cry?
I mean,
I'll
do you want me
cry.
to answer that question in a nice way, or?
You shut your face.
Sorry, we've kind of gone on the segue anyway.
Kind of went a little off
I
course.
feel like we always do that though. We have a little bit of a habit of that.
Oh yeah.
Because I think also, I don't know if anyone saw, but the Red Bull quest. Did anyone see the whole Red Bull quest thing?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
that,
I did, yeah.
think for a lot of people was like just a knife in the back. And again, like you say, it's a good thing to point out for Bungie. They didn't do anything wrong, I think personally. The only reason I'll say that is because what are the chances that all of a sudden, like straight after this Luke Smith interview, they'd release a Red Bull quest thing? You know, almost intentionally rubbing salt into the wound. I don't think they would. I think it's just a case of unfortunate marketing timing, where obviously it's come up as
Yeah.
it's come up as a thing that had to come up, but you know it was going to be set for that date, and all of a sudden, you know, Luke Smith says the wrong thing. And to be fair to him, I mean, what he said, and I have read it, and I can understand why people are upset about it. It's completely justified to an extent. But the reason why it's not actually justified is because when he was saying that stuff, he's a very sarcastic guy, and you know, there's been a lot of people, you know, a lot of the gaming community that I found. I've been watching a lot of the other YouTubers of Destiny kind of get their opinion, because you know it's always nice to know what everyone thinks about the situation, and you know that's just their consensus has been that's just Luke Smith. He's just a sarcastic guy, and you know, this is the thing. It's not that we don't want to see the designers coming in every now and again, but it may be best that we just leave that sort of stuff to Deej, because he knows.
Yeah.
And there's no
that's a good
offence
point.
to Luke, it's just that, you know, obviously Deej has been trained for this stuff. You know, he does it all the time. It's just understandable. So, I mean, I think it's just unfortunate, really. Bungie has got a lot of stick for it, a huge amount of stick for it. That's for sure.
I mean, like you said, at the end of the day, you're right. He could just been he could have come across bad in paper, but you've got to remember that that's what he was doing. He was he was doing it as an interview, and he was fully aware of it. So like you said, it's his personality, but it didn't convey well, and he should have, and they should have known that. They should have known, or maybe his humor's not right for these kind of questions. But like you said, there's just bad luck on them, because obviously he's not a bad person. He's just said the wrong things, and I don't think he understood the gravity of how many people would actually really read that. It's a Eurogamer article. No one looks at Eurogamer, and that article is probably giving them loads and loads of
that, but fair enough on that one.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's not IGN, or it's not like a major publication. It's very specific, and they probably got a lot of website traffic for it, and they probably loved it. So I'm saying they could have even skewed the words a little bit. I don't know, but I'm saying they could have put it cross that way to get, people do that. It's just journalism as a whole.
But kind of a talking point, like, what is the point of doing a Red Bull? Like, I don't understand that at all. Like, it's just, when I saw that come out, I thought that was a joke. Like, seriously.
Well,
like,
no,
They
did the same thing for Halo, though. I mean, they did Mountain Dew for Halo.
Yeah, I remember that, because I went fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I still have the giant cutout Master Chief, cardboard thing. It's up on my wall right now. I mean, they do that stuff all the time.
I mean, as Americans, are you guys going to go to like 7-Eleven and actually buy them?
Well, here's the issue.
I'm already calling 7-Elevens to find a 12-pack with Destiny. So
here's the issue. I don't have a 7-Eleven in upstate New York. That's the
really?
only problem. There is no 7-Eleven around here. So where am I supposed to get it?
Apparently it's coming to other retailers in like August, I think. But to me, that just seems like it's just America that they're targeting. And no offense to you guys, but I kind of feel it's another one of those, we've been left out as the rest of the world. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be the same for Australia, for New Zealand, for the rest of Europe. But speaking purely from the UK point of view, are we going to see this, or are we going to have to wait until January 1st when it unlocks for everyone? Because I don't know, I just feel like that's a little bit crappy.
Because
well, there's also something else you can do.
Go on. Oh.
So all you have to do is ask. Because I would totally give you a code.
Oh, no.
I'll start selling them on the internet if I have to. I'll make a bundle.
I'm giving you the choice whether you want to sell it to me or not. I'm going to sell it to you. You're going to sell it to me. It's just whether or not I'm going to pay the right amount for it. Yeah, I got kicked.
It's a heads up, I got booted too.
Yeah, we all did.
I don't know what's happened.
What I was going to say though is, if it was here, I'd drive back from work and I'd grab one. Like, I don't really drink Red Bull, but you get a product and you get an XP boost and you get a mission. Like, it will cost you however much.
Well,
like,
this is the thing.
it won't cost you much.
On
it's
its
just like,
own, it wouldn't have been a problem. Like, for all of us, we'd have been like, oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's we get 4 missions and we have to pay what, £1, £2 for it, a couple of dollars over in America. I don't think anyone's going to be upset with that necessarily. I think the timing was the bad thing, because now it almost, especially considering, and again, this is from listening to other YouTubers as well, especially considering the fact that, and I think we can all agree here, as much as we love Destiny and there is replayability in it, in all of its content, it kind of started off quite light on content. Can we all agree on that point?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
no doubt.
See, this is the... Yeah, go on.
I have a question. $500 million. Where did it go?
Yeah.
I can understand
what you
like
mean.
paying like actors like Peter Dinklage big money and all that, but in all fairness, none of the actors put any effort into the voice work. In all fairness,
it's not
they're so
that they're
drab.
not putting effort into it. Apparently, and this is just from what I heard as well, so I can't say that this is a verified thing, but apparently Peter Dinklage got quite annoyed about his lines, because obviously he got taken the mick out of it, because he was forced to do the voice acting exactly the way they said it to them. Bungie said for him to do. Badly directed. I think that was the problem.
Maybe that's the situation.
When we all first started out Destiny, You know, when we first put that disc in, played it, and went through and did all the story missions, I don't necessarily think we were left with a sour taste in the mouth, but it did feel very bland. There wasn't any kind of real story. There wasn't any real direction. I mean, I think the only reason a lot of people kind of started to hold on in the beginning was because of the lore, and I got really quite into it, and we'll be talking about lore podcasts soon, don't you worry. But yeah, I think it was quite light, and now it's definitely changed. Like, I feel with the House of Wolves, it's changed entirely for me in terms of the fact that now I feel like we've got a bit of a direction. Like, it's pushing us directly towards the Taken King, towards Oryx. Now I actually feel like, oh, okay, so this stuff's going to happen now. That makes sense. I know where I'm going after this. Whereas before, you know, with both Destiny and then The Dark Below, it kind of felt like, I don't know, it felt like we went and did things and then we got loot for it. And that was kind of the most...
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying so hard to convince, you know, friends of mine that bought the game on a release day, just like me, and didn't get hooked into it and didn't come back to it, because I luckily did come back to it, and I'm glad I did, because it's changed a lot. But a lot of them are like, oh, I'm up to like level cap now, and then you know, there was no story, and I'm like, no, but it's got other things to it, and then was like, no, I've kind of, they had their chance, I think, for a lot of people, and I think Bungie's going to struggle a lot to get those people back once they played it at early release, and they've been disappointed. A lot of people, it's left a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths, and a lot of people aren't willing to give it a second chance. Like, they just kind of want to other games now.
That's part of the reason why there's an $80 package. You know, that's to get people back into the game. It's to, you know, my buddy was like, one of my friends who's a level 28 hunter, who just played the first one, he was like, oh man, I'm thinking about getting back into Destiny because of that pack they're coming out with. Like, oh, you talking about the collector's edition? He's like, oh yeah, because I get Crota. I never bought Crota. Never bought House of Wolves, and then I get Taken King for $80. He goes, it's worth it.
And that's the thing, like, I think we completely understand and think it's fair of Bungie to want to do that whole thing. I'm happy because I think it's going to grow our community hugely. But I think the issue is that they really didn't think about people who've been with the game the whole way so far. And I think that's the real issue.
I mean, for most people, if you've bought a game, let's say you bought Destiny on release day, you're disappointed by it, and let's be honest, you've dropped it after like a month of playing it. Are you really going to want to go out and buy like a collector's edition of a game you already bought? I don't know. No. I don't know if they will, unless they want to get back into it and they've looked it up on YouTube. But they wouldn't go into the shops and see the collector's edition and go, I want that, because they're like, well, I've already got that game. They won't know all the stuff's into it. So I think it's going to be they're going to have to really push advertising on it and say, explain what it is, why you want it, not just there's a collector's edition and you have to read the back of it to find out what's in it. They have to
I just want to understand,
you know,
why
so
people
want it.
From your perspective, and you know, I'm not saying anyone's wrong or right here, just from your perspective, would you say that currently, with especially, I mean, we've seen obviously the E3 stuff, and we've seen the Vidoc or whatever you want to call it. Do you think people won't be getting excited because of that alone, or do you think the Bungie will need to release something else for people to get more excited about it, or for old people to come back?
I mean, I'm just playing the devil's advocate for, like, obviously, you know, the general player, but like just general gamers that aren't as into it as we are, and a lot of gamers don't even watch E3. Like, you got to think of it like that. We're part of a core group of people that are really into this. This is a hobby. I think most gamers won't see a collector's edition, and oh yeah, I say that loosely. But I think most people won't look at a collector's edition, you know, and be like, that excites them. I think they're more excited about, you know, like newer games like that. A lot of people just like the latest things. So I think they're going to have to find out who they're going to aim this at and really push it. You know, find out what their target audience is for this. But I don't think it's the people they lost originally. I think it's a select few of them that have friends that play it. But it's one of those games where if you haven't got friends playing it, it's really it's quite empty. Like, this game is all about the community. Like, we're here now. We've made, you know, Stevie's got this clan going, and it's this game wouldn't be that as fun as it is without the clan.
I have to agree with that.
That's just the truth of it.
Not that I don't enjoy the great game at all. I think I'd have continued playing it irrespective.
Oh no, yeah.
With no offence to the clan, obviously, but it's more the case of, yeah, I do agree with you. It's yeah,
10 times more fun.
It makes a huge
like, I go online,
you know, you're
and
actually with a group of people who want to
there's always
have an overbomb.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just fighting people viciously.
That was like a form of Destiny Tourette's. I like when you do that at work. You're just like, Nova Bomb.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. It's just Destiny withdrawals.
Missing this
it's fine.
game. I just missed Destiny.
God damn it.
No, I'm really good at PvP when I'm talking
I'm
about
not too bad. I'm
but
not great. I'm not as good as I should be. I'm a little bit disappointed in myself.
no, but I think when I go online, when I first got Destiny, I had like 2 or 3 friends that played it. So if they weren't online, then I probably wouldn't play it because I'd be like, oh, it's gonna not. I'd play it because just to fun around for a bit, but then I'd rather do it with people. As soon as I've joined this clan, I've always got pretty much a full friends list of active players from all around the world, and everyone is willing to chat as well. It's not like you're just going quietly with some strangers. Like everyone here wants to have a good time, and that's all that really matters.
I think what would be really interesting now, and it's a real kind of segue away from what we're talking about, but considering you were saying, we lost obviously quite a large group of people, do you reckon that when a Destiny 2 comes out, that will change? Do you reckon it will be kind of like, because just from my perspective of Halo, I don't personally agree with it, but I absolutely loved Halo 1. I love the original Halo. It's always my favourite. But I know a lot of people really liked Halo 2 more. Do you think that Destiny might be something similar like that? Do you think that maybe they'll get it right? Obviously, they've not got it wrong, obviously.
I think...
But, and that's to everyone, obviously.
Well, I think... Yeah.
Sorry, Carl, go on.
I think with Destiny, I mean, obviously we've had a lot of bugs, we were lacking a lot of things, but I think it's just going to get better because Activision is obviously really tied into this. They're the distributor, publisher, whatever you want to call them, and they have to listen to Bungie when they say, this is what the community wants, this is what we're going to give them, and I think they're actually going to sit down and go, okay, you're right, this is what we're going to give the people now. And they kind of have to do it, considering it's like, what, a 10-year contract or something
It's going to be at least 3 games, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And if Bungie loses out, then Activision loses out, considering how much money has been pumped into this. So I think Destiny 2 is just going to be like, just like Halo 2, it's going to be like the thing that everyone plays.
Yeah, I think Destiny 2 is really going to be that, just because of the fact that, I mean, look at House of Wolves and look at Taken King. I think those 2 expansions are going to just majorly impact the storyline. And you guys talk about a lot of lore and stuff like that. I mean, look at just the backstory we got in House of Wolves. And we got a little taste of that. Destiny 2, I think, is going to be packed with that and a lot of the background of just different things that we yearn for as Destiny kind of hardcore players. So. I think it'll be great.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna. I think a lot of people.
As long as it's not $200, I mean, I think it'll be good.
I mean, a lot of people I know dropped out of Destiny after the first month. Said they haven't got it yet. Then they said that they're working on Destiny 2, coming not too far away. So everyone was like, "Well, I'll wait till then and come back because then they'll have perfected it."
I gotta say.
So I think it
really
will bring a lot of people back.
It kind of does feel like it was a bit of a DLC that we paid for so far. I don't want to say it out loud, but I've done it now, so I've committed to it. But I don't know, it does feel like so far with how, and it's not I wouldn't say it's anyone in particular's fault. I think Bungie have been dropped into a lot of bad situations. I think Activision need to sort their stuff out. But it kind of felt so far it was really quite buggy. There's been a few issues, but now I can definitely say that. When I'm in the Crucible, it's been good, I haven't really been having that many issues. The only real issues are lag switches, as always, and, Bungie are dealing with them one at a time. When they get reported, they're getting booted, and being stopped from coming into the game world. So, they are fixing things, but it is just a case of, how quickly they'll do it.
I mean, I always think of it like, this. If you look at, Destiny as an MMO, and you look at how much we paid for it. If you look at, I haven't played much of it, but if you look at World of Warcraft, they have a subscription. Yeah, they have a subscription fee, and people are fine with that. And we're getting a lot of additional content and really active community with great conversations between the developers and us. We're not paying as much as them, and when I look at that, I kind of think that we're being almost spoiled. We're like, we're paying this much for like some stuff, and it's like, well, actually, we've kind of got, for an MMO, we've got it quite easy, and it's almost like Activision are actually being quite
Yeah,
generous about
I've
it
been
when you
hearing
think
a
of it,
lot of
like as an
conversation
MMO.
about that as well, because
Just
it,
yeah.
sorry,
Goodness.
that Titan just came out of nowhere. What
Goodness.
but no, I'm looking forward to what's coming. That's for sure. Even regardless of the whole
Yeah.
Luke Smith interview, I think people did get a little bit too emotional about it, unnecessarily so. I don't know. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Bungie will get it right. It's just going to take a while to fit all of the pieces together.
Well, you also have to remember, nobody's done this
That is
before. No
another
one's done
big
this on a
thing
console
I think we should
before.
point out is that no one's ever done this kind of a thing on a console.
Yeah.
Not exactly, at least.
Yeah. I mean,
No,
sure, you
you're
have
right.
your multiplayer with like Call of Duty and all that crap, but there's nothing like on this scale where you're going out and you're actually doing stuff and you're on the public server and then suddenly you're on the mission server. It's so seamless, and I love that there's like no loading screens except when you're going from planet to orbit. I mean, that's just great.
Yeah, and it does make such a difference. Did we just kill all of them? Amazing, more heavy guys.
Yes.
That was
I won.
fantastic. Well, another match one. We're doing well then. I reckon we get kicked last time because we got such a ridiculously good points score. So moving on, keeping it Crucible now. Weapon balancing at the moment. Obviously, they changed it. About 2 or 3 months ago, and they obviously put an emphasis on scout rifles and pulse rifles, and what would you say, debuffed the auto rifle, or weakened it generally.
No.
Is there anything that you guys would like to see come Taken King in terms of weapon balancing? Do you think it should stay the same, or do you think people they should maybe increase the auto rifles just a smidge?
I think Dark was that rifles do need to be buffed. They've been completely wiped out from both PvE and PvP, and they're not viable as a tool of war anymore. It takes an entire clip of maybe a search regime just to down a low-level major, which it shouldn't. And you can use a weapon like Hawkmoon or Thorn, it'll drop them much faster. I'm going to use a weapon that's going to drop my enemies faster and not carry them more bullets regardless. Pulse rifles are a good place now. They're very well balanced. They're like the way auto rifles used to be. Not too hard hitting, but they were fast firing and had plenty of ammo to fire at the longer ranges. Scouts are like one of my favorite weapons in PvE. Crucible, not so much. I stick to my 3 exotic hand cannons. I do think though that Thorn needs a bit of a debuff. It is infamous in the Crucible right now. It is too strong. Like it's not the problem. The problem with it is it's a ridiculous range. It's its rate of fire which it can fire its rounds. It's pretty much equal in if the last word couldn't fire at full auto, it's about equal to that. Yeah. It needs to lose that rate of fire and lower it just a bit. It's probably more be on par with Hawkmoon. Hawkmoon's like my go-to for primary weapon in the Crucible because it hits so hard. I don't use Storm because I feel like I don't know how to do it, as I'm cheating in a way. Because
I'm the same.
I'm cheating in a way.
I'm the same.
Yeah, I don't like using Thorn. I feel like, okay, I cheated a guy out of a kill, like, yeah, fair enough, he killed me, and then my poison damage kills him, like, and I'm awarded points for it. I don't like using Thorn because... Yeah, it was. That's it. But I just think Thorn needs just a little bit of a debuff, not by a critical amount, but just a little bit so that it's more like balanced with the other 3 hand cannons. Like Last Word can drop people very quickly, but you have to use a lot of bullets to do it. Hawkmoon is great for long ranges, and with them lucky bullets proc, it's a godsend.
Cole?
I think like the main problem with Thorn, just to finish, just
ladies first, and you just completely.
One thing, my one opinion on Thorn before I stop talking. The green, when you get shot with Thorn, it pretty much blinds you. Like that green thing is really distracting. And I know it doesn't do anything. It's not like, that green thing is just a visual thing, but no other gun has that. That's crazy. Like just that graphic alone is so distracting to like ruin your peripheral, and it's a big yeah, and I think they've kind of underestimated how annoying that actually is. Like that's something they should definitely get rid of as well.
Maybe make a bit
but sorry, Cole. Yeah, yeah, or just like have it so everyone else can see it, but it doesn't affect your field of vision, or like your hands glow green or something at least. I don't know.
Hands go green.
All right, Carl, go
I
on.
don't know.
Alright, so, I mean, one thing I don't think they considered was that in order to get Thorn, you have to be somewhat good at PvP. Because, you know, that's the way you get it, is, you know, doing the whole moon thing, and then going to Crucible and killing a bunch of things with, you know... See? See?
Literally,
Fuck
the first
off.
thing
Here
he
in a
passed, I
second.
got killed by
Mark.
bloody Fawn. I killed him, though.
Yeah, but like, you need to be good in PvP in order to even get the thing. So people who have it are obviously somewhat adequate with PvP, and then they're just running around with Thorn, and they're getting those headshots. They're getting you from across the map, which I think is
Yeah,
downright
sometimes
ridiculous.
the range on it is ridiculous.
It's
And then-
fantastic.
Yeah. And then, like, you're having that little, you know, the green crap, and that is distracting, because, like, oh crap, I just got hit by Thorn, now I had to watch out for my cover, you know, because it's
just
going to do
did
the damage
exactly-
over
did
time, which I
exactly
think
that.
damage over time needs to get rid of
Really?
completely. Because I don't think it's fair. I mean, if I'm sitting here with my Mita, and I'm plugging away at you, and then suddenly I can't see you because you're behind cover, awesome. You know, good on you for having the mindset to, you know, save yourself. With Thorn, it's just like you're getting hit over and over again, and so that poison's there. So when I go to take cover and I have like 5% health left, or like 10, even 10%, and I'm taking cover and they've already hit me twice, that's gonna go away even though I had the fortitude to take cover and save my life. And suddenly it's gone because this jerk is running around with Thorn. I don't think it's fair. Of course, granted, that's coming from a person who doesn't have it, but
No,
still,
I
it's
think
just
that's a fair
like,
point.
I don't think that's fair at all.
God!
Because
Jeez, that was awful.
essentially, it doesn't take skill. And I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't think it takes skill.
Yeah, no,
once
you're
you
right.
have Thorn.
You can shoot them in the leg 3
Thorn
times, and
every
they can shoot
time.
you like perfect headshots, and you can still
See?
get them because of the burn. Because the burn doesn't matter where
Yeah.
you hit the body. You can hit them in the
Yeah.
foot,
Exactly.
and still
Definitely
damage
true.
them.
Do you
which is
think maybe?
crazy.
Sorry, I just considering we're on the Fawn subject, and it is a hurtful subject. It's like a thorn in the side. There it is.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah. Good night.
see what you did there.
Do we think maybe that it does need to, maybe if you get a headshot instead, that it does the damage over time, or maybe would it be better if you get? Would it
That's
be better if
interesting,
maybe
yeah.
if you get a headshot, it doesn't do damage over time, but if you get a body shot, it does?
I think,
Fucking
like I said,
Thorn!
That's
I
what
think
Sorry.
headshot would be good, but I think you should get rewarded for being precise. So if you don't get a
Yes.
headshot, then you don't get to use
Yeah.
damage over time.
I'm coming.
I think that would be fair.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous because, like, just right there, you know, I was taking cover. I had 20% health. The Thorn crap took away another 10, and suddenly they just come around, they pop me around the head. It's like, I could have lived enough to stab him in the face. I mean, it's just, it's not fair. I don't
I
think
personally
at
think
all.
they need to strengthen it.
What?
It's
I mean,
what?
I think it should be one-shot kill, you know, and it would be great.
It is.
Sometimes it is. If an enemy,
yeah.
some people, there's
Yeah.
actually a glitch where you can do, right, if you have a sniper rifle with final round on it and it has the final round ready to go, if you swap to any hand cannon or primary weapon, the final round will proc regardless of the weapon.
Really? Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. That
That's why
actually
Thorn
works.
one hits you, because people will resort to the final round of Thorn and the final round of, was it the sniper rifle as well, so the damage stacks. It's ridiculous, I know.
Fixed an obvious bug like that. I mean, that's pretty serious.
Well, you know, it's the same thing with Icebreaker. I mean, if you switch to Icebreaker and you let the ammo go up and you suddenly switch to another sniper
Oh, no, I
rifle,
think
you
they
have
fixed that,
ammo
didn't they?
suddenly. So, like,
Or am I wrong?
did they? Because, I
I
don't
think
know.
they fixed it.
I don't know.
I just used the Thorn because I died. I died from it way too much before I got the Thorn, and I said enough's enough. You know, if everybody's gonna use it, I might as well just use it. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, like in trials, you kind of have to use it. If you have it, you're stupid not to use it because everyone else is, and you sure as hell want to get to their lighthouse. And the only way you can do it is by being just as much of a pain in
To
the
be
ass
fair,
as
though,
everyone
I've
else
been
is.
using
So
the messenger, and
you're
that
gonna
has
have
just
to.
been an absolute beast, especially on that Black Shield at the moment. Black Shield is just, I don't know, because of the longer ranges, it seems like if you've got a Hawk Moon or a messenger, you've got most of the way to winning.
Well, yeah, I think depending on how skilled, but you got to remember though, Connor, I don't want to say it because I don't want to give you too big-headed, but you're a good player compared to most people. Like,
only good,
it wasn't my
not
head,
great.
it was my hair. That's what happens, guys. Is you fail to
But, like-
realise is it's just my hair growing. I'm not getting.
Your ego
I'm
is
not
just
getting a
your
bigger
hair.
head, I'm getting a bigger hair. Getting a bigger throne.
But like, most people need to, especially people who are like struggling with trials. They're like, I need to use Thorn because everyone's using it against me, and I want to beat them. So it's
Wow.
tricky. It's a tricky one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
Well, I think
they
when
need to fix
you
it.
have the majority of people in the most competitive side of the game with trials, everybody using Thorn pretty much, that should tell Bungie something.
It does, yeah.
Really should.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you like to see changed, Stevie? Do you think auto rifle should be buffed? Do you think everything's fine as it is? I mean, what would you like to see? Or nothing at all if you don't want to see anything?
Like I said, I think they should increase the strength of the Thorn. No. They gotta definitely buff. They gotta definitely nerf the Thorn, and I would say they should significantly increase auto rifles. There's no single auto rifle in PvP that anybody uses, and yeah, it kind of goes to Game. Oh my
you
god!
actually saved me there.
Kind of goes to Game Freak's.
I used you as a.
Oh, okay,
Oh my god! Oh, awesome. But yeah, man. I mean, that's the biggest thing is just really buffing that, slightly increasing the auto rifles. I don't really use pulse rifles, so I'm not the one to talk in that. I love my Suros, and when originally the Suros was good in PvP, I don't understand why they got rid of that. They said it was too good, but honestly, I didn't think it was that bad. And Thorn's been a lot worse than the Suros was, and
But it's been consistently bad, or well, not consistently bad, but consistently
Oh,
a
man.
problem.
the biggest thing, as opposed to gun parity, that gun parity, it is what it is. You have it in all games. Is I want to see private rooms. I want to see
Yes.
competitive gameplay, or for clan versus clan battles and using MLG and stuff like that. That's what this game is missing. And
Yeah.
I would rather see
agree.
that more than gun parity, to be honest with you.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to just because Stevie, you mentioned like the whole Surus thing, and then they nerfed auto rifles a lot. I really hope they don't do that to hand cannons because I love
Well, this
hand
is the
cannons
thing.
as a
I don't
weapon.
think hand cannons at all
if
are
they
a
nerf-
problem necessarily where they're at. I just think auto rifles.
No,
are the
exactly.
issue.
Same with the auto rifles though. But same with them though, because auto rifles, when not all auto rifles were like overpowered. It was kind of just the
Yeah.
Suros and another one. I can't remember what it was called, but they didn't need to nerf everything.
me.
They
How
needed
was
to
that?
just nerf those two. And I hope they don't do that with the hand cannon because that would be a real
Sorry, I just came
shame.
through and killed most of the team. I apologise.
Damn great chance.
No, but yeah, I definitely think that debuffing things might not necessarily be the way to go through. I mean, I can't remember the exact.
Just debuff
on.
the
No,
ones, debuff the actual ones that are the problem.
yes,
Not the
and no,
whole-
because,
not the whole class.
Well, no, I see what you mean. I suppose. I mean, that is possibly one way of doing it, but I suppose that kind of brings its own problems in, and people are going to go, "Oh, well, why does that have to be debuffed?" And that one's strong, and it makes all weapons
Yeah.
completely equal. When I think having an exotic, the reason you want to use an exotic is because it's that weapon that you've kind of done everything you could to get. It's been worth.
Yeah,
to get
no, I
it.
agree with that. Yeah.
So I mean, I think Thorn is maybe a little bit over the top, but I definitely think that
No, you're right though. Exotics should be what you want to be using
Yeah.
because they should be the best. But that
By
should
the
be
way.
spread evenly throughout all exotics types. That shouldn't just be
oh come on.
Thorn, because Monte Carlo, I never use that in PvP, and that should
Just
be
up there,
just
by the
as
way.
enticing to me as Thorn.
Yeah, no, I think definitely that. I think Hard Light, I've gotten about 4 or 5 of those, and I've deleted all but one.
I would love to see the Heart Light come back to
I saw
fruition,
someone using it the
but
other day as well. Jesus Christ, I spawn in and get rocket launchers. I mean, seriously, come on, Bungie. No,
Don't blame Bungie for your bad
I blame
gameplay.
them for the spawn points
Gotta be
that
on
don't
target,
work
man.
still.
Yeah, that's Bungie's fault.
Okay, that was Did you see that? I shotgunned him and he still Fist of Havoc to me, or whatever you want to say it was.
Yeah, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble.
Fisted.
I need to get
The
the
word
point.
you're looking for is
What
fisted.
happened, guys? I mean, we've not lost, but it went bad.
We're all over the place,
We're
that's why.
talking.
We just kind of went mad a little bit.
We're doing well considering we're doing
We're
a
doing
podcast at the
fantastically
same time.
considering
Yeah.
we're
Pretty
doing
much.
it at the same time.
These guys aren't even doing a radio show. Peasants.
Yeah.
Um,
What do you guys think?
Peasant podcasts.
Yeah.
Nice kill, Cole.
Yeah.
That guy was
The leader of our clan, everyone.
There we go. There it
coming
is.
out now. They're coming this way. So next thing to talk about. Do you think that? I mean, I know it's been rumored a lot, so it'd be interesting to see whether it happens. But do you think that they, one, will be adding more weapon types, and two, do you think if they do add the weapon types, will it be too much? You know, do you think it's gonna? How would I put it? I mean, we've got, in terms of primaries, how many have we got at the moment? We've got the hand cannon, the pulse rifle, scout rifle, the auto rifle. Is that it? Or am I missing anything?
There's a couple specials, isn't there? Like the exotic.
Yeah, I
primary
don't really want
shotgun.
to count those. I'm just talking base weapons.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, okay.
is that all four?
Yeah,
Or
basically.
was there a fifth one? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I use so many different ones.
No, scout, pulse, auto, hand cannon.
Scouts, pulse, or
And
hand
then on-
cannons.
And then on the
No, that's it.
sorry, on the specials we've got shotgun, fusion rifle, sidearm now, and the sniper. And then obviously on heavy we've got rocket launcher and heavy machine gun. Do you think any of those could be added to? Would you like to see anything added? Is there anything in particular that you think, oh, that would be interesting to have one of those? Like, I don't know, a grenade launcher, for example, just for a suggestion.
Ugh. I would hate grenade launchers.
I think
I think
something like class-specific weapons that can be only used by certain characters. For example, the Warlock should have some kind of energy weapon, like the fusion rifle. Something like maybe like the Spartan laser from Halo, something like that. The Titan should get a minigun, and the Hunter should get like an anti-material, an anti, like something like a heavy, like an anti-tank rifle, something like that.
like a jackhammer.
Or no, a railgun.
So
I would
kind
love a
of-
railgun.
Kind of
That's
almost
the
forcing us to, just for the sake of, I'm talking kind of mission side of things, like through the story, to kind of force us into working as a warlock, a hunter, and a titan, you mean? Or just generally because it would be interesting to see those sort of things.
I'd like to
It'd be
throw a
interesting to see
trident at people. That'd be
Trident,
cool.
Jesus Christ.
Just like
Well, then-
huge, with like
Well, soon
Poseidon's
you can throw a
trident.
hammer, Steve. Okay?
No. You asked for more weapons, and I'd say tridents.
Throwing tridents, that'd be an internal. Do you think throwing weapons would be interesting? Just constantly throwing knives, or for like a warlock, just
Yeah.
constantly,
Oh,
like,
yes.
What
No, see,
I want
no.
is
What they
when
need
you
to
run out of
introduce is
ammo-
swords.
We have swords.
We do have
Yes.
swords.
No, they need to bring the PvP, they need to bring the Scorch Cannon, the sword, and the Relic Shield into the Crucible, because I
Oh my
think the
God,
guy with the
yes.
Relic Shield would be awesome. The Relic is my favorite weapon in all of them. The sword is okay, because it's kind of like a blade dancer that's continuous, because it just wrecks people.
I think I'd want like a fencer sword. Like, you know how like people fence? Like, I'd be like, yeah.
What are you,
Then I'm trying to
Zorro?
like peck him. Yeah. I would be if they introduced it to the game.
No, see, no,
Zor.
wait, think of all those 3 awesome things, but in Mayhem, when
See,
that
would
comes
be an
out.
interesting
Oh
twist,
man,
wouldn't it?
that would be horrible.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
Oh my god, yes.
I'm too scared to play Mayhem because, oh man, I just don't know if I can handle those supers going on. It's just too much to think about. I think I just have
Oh,
a
I
I
break.
think they should. Yeah, I think they should
Blade dancer.
introduce a game mode where all characters are naked, and you just run around and you play tag you're it, and then at once or stuck in the mud. That would be great. You remember the stuck in the mud game when we were kids? You're stuck in the
Naked,
mud. You're stuck in the mud. They should
Nobody
introduce that
wants
to
to
the
see
game.
an exo dick, okay? Nobody wants to see an exo dick.
I
No,
want to
maybe-
know.
No,
I
you
think I
can't.
do.
I
think
I
do.
would.
You can't.
No.
So
It-
does
it's
everybody
like
agree we should see a stuck in the mud like game mode, and
I think
like that would be
actually-
well
actually
with everybody
some
naked?
Sort of game mode where you can only use a melee and you have to melee someone else to tag them. That would actually be fucking excellent. Like, I'd be really
Oh,
up
that'd
for
be
something like
awesome!
that.
I feel like you're missing the key
No, I
point of
know.
Steve's idea, which
I'm
is
not
that they
missing it, Tom. You missed the point. I'm ignoring it. Yeah.
Are you ignoring? Are you ignoring? Well,
No,
that's
did you? Yeah, naked. I purposely
Yeah,
said
he
that.
always does, so
Naked.
it's kinda worrying.
I think stuck in the mind felt like an afterthought to the whole naked thing. That's
The naked
Yeah.
was the first part.
I
No,
feel like it
I
should
think
be
it's
that way.
perfect.
You're
I want a
welcome.
naked game mode.
Oh,
That's not what I meant. I mean, you're welcome for getting C point.
well, we were just good holding too, but you know, you just wanted to be a show off.
Hell yeah,
kidding
I'm a
me right
hunter.
now?
I'm wild.
Especially as
God damn it.
Oh yeah, I mean, come on. Oh, that's a guy I need to shoot. Oops.
generally you'll find it's quite good to shoot those people. I mean, from my point of view, I found that those are the ones you want to go for, especially when they're shooting back. Like, that's...
Dude, I was shooting Stevie earlier, okay? I don't know who's who.
You're shooting
Are
me.
you?
Yes, I was shooting you in the face. I
Why?
was like, why is he not dying? I'm like, oh, it's Stevie.
So we've also
Oh my
heard, I
goodness.
don't know if you guys, I think I mentioned it to you guys briefly, but just for everyone else's sake, I know that in one of the data mining, when was it? Probably, what, before Dark Below? Oh no, sorry, it was just after Dark Below and before Trials of Osiris. Not Trials of Osiris. I'm getting all my things mixed up. House of Wolves, there it is. We obviously heard about
Yes.
the data mining
There you
of
go.
7 Dynasty, I think it is, and also, what was the other one? The Fate of All Fools being part of Trials of Osiris. It's been confirmed by Luke Smith, as it so happens, that they're definitely not in-game, that you can't get them in any way. I mean, is that something that we're particularly bothered by? Did anyone actually see them and think, you know, I'd like a Fate of All Fools, or I'd like a 347? Because isn't the 347 one the one that had the David and Goliath perks? Yeah.
Yep.
Because that sounded quite interesting to me. I don't know about you guys, but that sounded like a
They're all on B. They're all on B.
no, I don't know.
I had a super
This guy just playing
now.
fucking like cop back, blinking back and forth from each other. I got me finally.
Oh my god, this guy's lagging so bad. He just like
Yeah.
disappeared on my screen.
Well, I
And
would
now
like
he's
the Fate of
down.
All Fools because it's a solar exotic scout rifle that has basically head seeker. You hit him in the body and then you hit him in the head and it does more damage, which is incredible because the scout rifle has the highest impact of any scout rifle in the game at the moment. And
See,
David Goliath, I can see
What
its
is-
use
can-
because
What is a Fate of All
It's
Fools? Like,
a
I'm kind of in the dark
exotic
here.
scout rifle that was brought out. Well, that they said was going to be brought out for the Dark Below. Sorry, not Dark Below. House of Wolves again. And it was just data mined, so it didn't actually exist. It was just said it was in the game, and now it's been confirmed that it's not actually going to be a thing that you can obtain in the game. It's going to be one of those. It was just in the game. They thought about it, even though they updated the what's it called, the little thumbnail, I suppose you could call it, for the 347. They're not actually going to be implementing it. There is no way to get it at the moment. It's basically I don't want to say irrelevant, non-existent. Probably is a better way to put it. There's no way to get it.
Well, see,
Why
Okay.
didn't they put it in the game? I don't get it.
I'm not sure.
I don't understand why they
didn't.
didn't, but they wouldn't want to.
Luke didn't say why. It was just more.
Is it just because
I
it was
don't know.
spoiled, or?
I don't know.
Because you think, why would they put loads of work into something and then go, actually,
Looks
no.
like there's a blade
Like,
dancer
you think they just want to add as much as they could. That's good,
I think it's so we can buy more content. Like, the Fate of All Fools is one of a kind at the moment, right? Only one person has it, and
Yeah.
he, like, in fairness, he deserves it, because, like, what, the shit he went through to get it. And it's a
Yeah.
great scout rifle, and I've seen footage of him using it, and it looks like an amazing weapon to use in the Crucible, and in PvE. The fact is, like, it's very well balanced, it's high impact, it's very stable, it's just so well balanced to be a scout rifle. It's just, like, what I want in a scout rifle.
Yeah.
And
I
the fact
feel
that
like
it's solar as well, there's not many exotic primaries that are elemental damage, because they're rare and far between. Like, there's Necrochasm and then there's Vex Mythal Class, which aren't... Well, Vex is very good still, but the problem
The
is...
Abyss Defiant.
That's the one. Yeah.
It,
Is it
it's-
Vista Fine? What?
I don't like auto rifles. Like, I want something that's harder hitting than the Abyss Defiant. The Abyss Defiant would be fine if they took away that last auto rifle debuff patch.
Yeah, definitely.
But that
Yeah,
just ruined them for me. But like having like an exotic, like there's no other exotics but Bar Necrochasm and Mythoclast that are elemental damage and are primaries.
What a
Like
lagger.
you need them kind of weapons. Like if you could like put Arc on maybe like Thorn or Hawkmoon, you know, give it something extra so that it becomes more useful. Because like having them like that would be great. Because like kinetic weapons aren't the worst weapons. They're just underclassed by some of the weapons in like certain events.
Oh my god, what a freaking lagger.
Because if they are, I've got my super. I haven't used it. don't think I've. Oh yeah, I've used the super once so far this game. So they've also made some changes to. This is a real tiny thing. It's not really that much to talk about, but considering it was brought up, I thought kind of we'd talk about it. The whole change to the Bungie.net where you can now set your status. Will people be using that here? In the clan? I mean, I feel like we do everything kind of on the website anyway. I mean...
Yeah, in the clan, yeah.
Is that something anyone here is going to use? Because I didn't even realise there was such a call for such a thing.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
I think I'll use it. My first post will be, just got stuck in the mud in my naked Titan. Yay!
You're gonna have to now. I think when if it's not already implemented, you need to do it. Jesus, Game Freak, just that 3-point KD.
Everybody be like, what?
You'll understand, and if they've watched the podcast, which everyone should be doing it on the Allegiance channel, then you know they'll know. They'll know. They'll be the important ones. They'll be the ones in the know.
Yeah. I know people want to get naked with me and stuck in the mud, like especially Game Freak. Yeah, he's all quiet about this game mode, but he really wants to because whenever Game Freak gets super quiet, that means he really wants something. Just a heads up. I just wanted to.
I would rather gouge out my eyes.
Cole, you especially want to do it. You knock it off. You've been just as quiet
too. I would rather gouge out my eyes and bite off my own thumb, so I'd never be able to play video games ever again.
Well, okay.
Wow.
Looks like it. That's what you're gonna be doing because it's coming. Literally.
Jesus, here we go.
Oh God!
That's what the game mode's gonna. That's gonna be the little like thought process. It's gonna be like it's coming. Literally stuck in the mud. Naked Titans.
Founder of Allegiance, everyone. The founder of Allegiance.
We're gonna talk about Trials of Cyrus, Iron Banner, and the new map.
Naked Titans.
So far, because there's obviously been a lot of changes to Iron Banner as well. I mean, especially with the new, buffs for your other characters if you've got one of them to level 5. Do we think the new way that Iron Banner's done is better? Yes. Do you think you'd still like to see any more changes to it?
I love it. I love it. I need Iron Banner's my favourite event because it's pretty relaxed. And I love PvP, but I just never feel like I have a good enough reason to play it. And the gear is always a great incentive. Etheric Light now, and the fact that I've just got my second character up, my Hunter, and I can now level her up after I've leveled up my Warlock, my main character, quicker, which saves me time. I think it's great. I personally, it works for me. I don't know. What do you think about that, Connor?
Well, actually, keep going around the group. Cole, what do you think?
I mean, I got into the first Iron Banner. I mean, that was probably my first real taste of PvP, and I hated it. I mean, it was just like everybody was there, everyone was better than I am, and it was basically just, I walked into the map, someone took your hand, put it on the back of my skull, and just repeatedly bashed my face into the wall. I mean, that's just what it felt like. And then when, this last time it came around, it was just like, okay, I'll give this another try because I really want that cape. And now I don't even wear it, but I want that cape. And within 4 days, I hit rank 5. It was just like, this is great. This was fun. Can I do it again? I think they really nicely balanced it out. I mean,
Cole, I just want to point something out from what you said. I'm sorry for interrupting here, but there is one game mode in particular that's coming in Taken King that you wouldn't have to bash your head in, and it's called Stuck in the Mud.
Oh my God!
Sort it out.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's confirmed.
Nah, see, there's only one dick in this entire game I want to see, okay? And it's not yours.
Well, okay.
Is it? Yeah,
damn.
that's my question.
Yeah, that's
Oh yeah, that's
Cade. It's definitely Cade. You gotta think Cade.
No. Cade doesn't have one, he's an EXO.
It's just
You never know.
It's Cole.
It is.
Where-
I know it is.
Where
4 on
did they
A,
put
by the
their
way.
floppies?
I actually got
Okay.
real quiet when you said that Prince name. Must be him.
She got
Guys, I love Prince Aldrin, okay? That's the only guy I want to see naked.
Look, she's into
Okay.
the
He's a
moody ones.
dick.
Wow, so we've switched topics now from
Yes.
what we think
I-
about Iron Banner to what is Cole's secret destiny fetish.
You know
I
Let's continue.
love
This. I
Prince
feel like this
Aldrin.
is exactly why we made the podcast, for this kind of tomfoolery. I'm not going to stop.
No one wants to hear the same stuff they've been hearing
Yeah.
all week on Reddit. They want to know about Cole's fetishes.
Oh, yeah.
I like the new Iron Banner
No.
stuff, right? But I feel a lot of the weapons are a bit
Freak, would
underwhelming
you
now.
feel
Like,
uncomfortable with the conversation?
I'm getting stuff back on track, okay? Right. I think the new Iron Banner armor looks very nice. It's very ornate and much better than the older stuff. Especially the Hunter's Cloak and the new Titan Sash, because I never felt like you had a good one. I also feel that weapons are some of the weapons are going to suffer. Like, Everett's Spear is probably one of the best snipers in the game because of Final Round and Firefly on it. But now it can't get it anymore, so they suffer with just like Grenadier or something else. And you have to settle for that now. Well, the older vintage weapons are much better, like, because nobody's going to pick up, like, a lot of the new weapons as well are underwhelming to say the least, because I want a sniper rifle
Oh my
Final Round or
God.
Firefly because it's so much more
Really just
useful. Like,
Well, what I feel's been the big issue as well is the fact that it almost seems like all of the good, like you're saying, you know, all of the good weapons, you can no longer get them in Iron Banner, even though it's still a really, you know, it is. I think Bungie said that it's still an end game activity. So for me, it kind of seems like all of the really good weapons have gone to the Trials of Osiris now. Not that it's necessarily inherently bad, because Trials of Osiris is good. Trials of Osiris, if you can
Outside
if you
Game
can,
Freak to
like,
the right.
get through it, it's fantastic. But that is the issue. I think a lot of people don't have good weapons to go into the Crucible unless they've done something like Trials of Osiris.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Trials of Osiris is where all the great gear is right now, personally. And it's tricky if you haven't got a clan. If you're not in a clan
Yeah.
and you don't have people that are good, you need 3 people who can cooperate and that listen to a leader. And it's tricky to get that on like just a random search for friends kind of website, you know, like LFG. So I think it is really niche, and it is difficult because that's how you get the good gear. But to get the good gear, you need good gear or at least a good team. So it's kind of like a catch-22, I think.
and you help them beat
Yeah, of course.
badly.
And Trials of Osiris, I mean, we obviously kind of briefly spoke about some changes we'd want to see. I mean, I saw the ship as well. This is something I'm quite annoyed about. I want to bring up. You know the ship for Trials of Osiris? Has anyone here seen it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
No.
Right,
Yes.
So you're going to know what I'm going to
Like-
say, probably, Game Freak. It looks exactly like the fucking
Yep.
Kingslayer. And that really pissed
Oh,
me
yeah.
off.
Seriously?
Yeah, it really angered
Yeah.
me.
It doesn't
Like,
look much different.
this is the thing Bungie said, oh look, we're sorting it out, we're not doing the whole repeating of stuff and just reskinning it. You know, I thought they were Blade Dance, by the way. We're not going to keep doing this, we're going to change it up, we're actually going to do the right thing and, you know, get people's make people's money go the distance it should do. And they've kind of just thrown it in our faces with some things. I mean, like, also, I think the Fang of Uryat skin has been reused on a weapon as well. I can't remember which one it was, but
3 of them, Salvation
3 of
State
them?
and something one. Yeah, 2 weapons. An orange, it looks like an orange one and a blue one. The Salvation State is like the one I've seen.
and it's not even that bad because I like the Fang of Uryat. I like the way it looks and the way it handles and everything. But it's just reusing that skin really upset me. I don't know. It's just one of those tiny things again, but it's something I feel like when Bungie said, right, we're going to sort it out, we kind of left it to them and thought, right, well, that's going to be fine. And I don't know, kind of feels like a bit of slap in the face. Like, all of the other trial stuff seems to be completely brand new, but I don't know why they reused that ship skin. Like, it really upset me a little bit. Oh god.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Come
That was the
on.
best.
Your brother just killed me, Game Freak, Game Shock. Yeah, he just killed me.
There was only one Game Freak. It was me.
So,
His guy's name's Game
This
Shock.
is another good question I've just thought of as well. Do you think they'll be able to keep Trials of Cyrus fresh, even when kind of the new maps come out? Do you think do you think that adding those kind of slightly, I don't know if you want to call it modifiers or whatever, but do you think those slight changes that you were talking about would be what you'd need to make Trials of Cyrus more interesting later on when Taken King is out? Or do you think they should add an entirely different type of PvP event as well as Trials of Osiris?
They should,
I don't think so.
No, I agree with you.
I think they should as well, like, cause like Trials is like high risk, high reward kind of PvP, but you can't get that kind of stuff like the Messenger outside of the Trials. You need to be able to get a good team together in order to like prevail in the Trials. The Trials are difficult. Like you're going up against some of the best PvP players in the world that can just slaughter you. Like I know one team I went up against, and I was going up against a Twitch streamer, and he fucking slaughtered my team in seconds. He just rushed us at the the Cauldron map. He destroyed us in seconds. It was unbelievable how quick he ended us. And we were at like 7 wins already, like, you know, and he just wrecked us.
Really?
It was completely overwhelming. Yeah, 7 wins and he wrecked us twice. Like, we fought him twice in a row. It was unbelievable.
What 2 matches of 5?
Twice in a row, we fought the same guys.
I thought that was meant to be impossible on Trials.
I know, that's what they said, but apparently it's possible.
I fought someone twice today too. It was 2 really bad players, but it was definitely 2 of the same individuals.
A bit unfortunate, really.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's it's too. You have to, you know, it's too high a skill. It's too exclusive. Like especially for new players that join that are, like you said, buying the collector's edition and want to get back into it. It's really like intimidating. It's like, you know, they need something else that offers just, you know, similar gear level of, you know, good gear and weapons, but that isn't so based on, right, you need a good team and you need to be experienced.
Well, they started doing Annihilation, and I mean, what's come of that? Are they going to keep doing Annihilation? Are we going to see that playlist again? Is it going to be rotating into the doubles? Because it was only here for 1 week, and obviously I was kind of more doing Trials at that point, and I just kind of feel like that sort of thing would be more beneficial for new players who maybe want to get into Trials but haven't yet kind of conquered the teamwork idea.
Yeah. The more game modes, the merrier. You know, like the more stuff they add to the game, that I don't think it can get. You know, I don't think there's any problem. The more game modes they can add in PvP, then, you know, no one's gonna complain about having too much stuff, are they?
Only have to make the ball bigger.
Yeah, that's a whole other. Well, to be fair, did you see the bit that bit with Deej on that IGN? What was it? IGN interview where he basically said, you know, we understand that people want to collect and hoard loot, but at the end of the day, you know, it is the kind of case that you've got to choose your legends. It's not a case of you can just get all of the weapons and hold on to them. You can only use a few weapons at a time, so it's a bit pointless to have all of the weapons saved up. I mean, it's something I wanted to kind of say because it's something I realised that I've started deleting stuff and gone, right, actually, even though this is really cool and I've got the Iron Banner armband and I've got the fucking Trials of Osiris armband, I only really use the Dead Orbit one because I'm trying to level it up. The rest of the time it's nice to have maybe the Trials of Osiris one to show off every now and again, but do I really care about it that much? Not really.
Let's see. I like where DJ's coming from that too, because like you are creating your own legend. So if I have, you know, my hunter here who I named Nultex, and she has her own backstory and everything, her recognizable weapon.
What?
Nultex.
Nope. Why is she named Nultex?
Because like if you read the enmity hierarchy, I can't even say my own blog's name. You know, the fanfic that I write. Yeah.
Another plug.
Yeah, another
I was
plug.
expecting that today in this one. Number 2 podcast, number 2 plug. Typical.
Anyways. So we have, Doc's Warlock, which he's on now, Maven Hikari, named at least Donatello. So
courtesy
do his
amendment to hierarchy and allegiance.com. Plug!
There you go. So, he has his Warlock, and her legend is, So her legend is that she carries a Hawkmoon around, which is great, and she's the Nova Bomber, which is why Doc always says, into the void.
Now, if you're gonna say it, you're gonna call me out on it. I'm gonna have to do it.
Yeah. Hawkmoon is your legend, dude. And then you have the Maven Hikari, which he's on now, and then you have Nultex. She's a hunter, and she's known for her Meta, because it's all I use. I love it, and that's what it is in the story. I mean, it's just that is the legend. I mean, it's great. I like that each character, each person has their feel for the weapons. So they are gonna have that. Well, he only uses this, she only uses that. It's great. And I like where Deidre's coming from, because it forces you to think, well, I'm never going to use this, so I'm going to get rid of it. Plus, if you think about it, if you go into the in-character mindset, if everybody kept everything they had, we wouldn't be in a survivalist mindset. Because there would be so few weapons. There would be, so little resources that we wouldn't have, millions upon millions of weapons and duplicates in our vaults. So it sort of like forces the whole, trying to survive mentality on you, and I like that. I like that a lot.
Nice little segue there. It was good.
Now you said that I'm going to start deleting some weapons I don't use.
That's the thing. It definitely gets like that. You start looking through it.
Yeah.
I have done it several times, and I'm like, I don't ever use that. It's nice, but I don't ever use it. It's nice, but I don't ever use it. And you just kind of end up finding what weapons you're comfortable with, because I think a lot of people, especially I saw someone, I'm kind of going on about the fact that Auto Rifle's been debuffed. I saw someone using a hard light the other day in PvP, and he was actually pretty good with it. He killed me a couple of times with it. It's probably because I'm just shit, but he was actually doing a really good job with it. So I think it is down to what you're comfortable using, because that makes a huge difference. It doesn't matter about what anyone else is using.
Yeah.
You may have the Fawn as well, but that doesn't mean that instantly you're going to be able to be as good as they are. It just means you're using the Fawn as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of games, when there's weapons or like, strategies that everyone knows is the best and everyone knows they're going to use, when someone comes along and like, the underdog, and does something crazy, like brings out a weapon you weren't expecting, or brings out, in any game, like a new strategy that it seems stupid, but because everyone's so used to the best, they forget about the other options.
Especially when like
the best things in PvP
arena and just like in Crucible.
Yeah, exactly. It's so great, because everyone forgets about the whole thing. Levels don't matter, like, and in PvP. And when someone comes along and goes, yeah, they don't. So I've got this really cool gun that I used to enjoy using, and I'm really good with it. And they come in and destroy someone with Thorn. It's like the most satisfying feeling. It's like you don't need the higher tier weapons to be amazing at PvP. You need to just be good with a weapon. That's the difference. I think.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Steven, to answer your question, the reason she's named Nultex is because it's short for Null Cortex. Basically, her whole being has been nullified.
See, she's extremely intelligent with the writing.
Yeah. Because
I never said she wasn't.
Well, it's the same with Rapsis, who's absolutely loved apparently, and that's shortened for Rhapsody System, and he's actually the first EXO ever to be blessed by the Traveler to have guardian powers. He's also the first one to become self-aware.
I also have some breaking news in terms of Allegiance news that will be posted in the next couple minutes.
Share it with us,
not necessarily a good
privileges.
thing. So Logos has officially stepped down as Allegiance administrator. He's been very busy with work. He's taken a break from gaming, and he just wishes his best for the clan. He'll still be a member, but he will be seeing a replacement on the Legion side for another administrator here relatively soon. Just trying to identify some guys, but we wish Logos the best now in his new member role. More girls. We need more girls in the clan. That's where you come in.
I know.
Cole, bring your friends.
I don't
No, you
have
don't.
any other friends. I
Sony
mean,
does.
Val's the only
Oh.
other chick. Okay, no. To be honest, Ray and Val, the only other, chick I've met in, Allegiance, is the only other chick I've met in the entire game of Destiny.
Really?
Seriously. Yes.
I've met.
All I know is me and Val. That's it. I haven't met any other
That's-
chicks.
It's crazy. I think there
Yeah,
should
well-
be more women in Destiny specifically, because it's...
There's a lot of female Twitch streamers and they're very popular because some of them are just incredible at fucking Crucible. I've seen like one of them, they basically wipes out a whole fire team of 6 guys with like a single golden gun shot with just the resource grouped together and the combustion set them all off like fireworks. It was incredible to watch.
What
Nice.
you want when that happens. That's the feeling.
Mm.
You say something about a kabush?
Combustion.
Oh,
Things
co-
explode.
Not
sorry.
a cumbush.
Jesus. Get your mind out.
That's
the gutter.
disgusting.
Oh, jeez. I didn't say it. I said a kabush.
Walk
then
into
she
that
said
one,
cum-
Stevie.
The representative of
man.
video
Come
games and
on.
Oh,
Sort it out.
just ruined it. Just ruined it.
wow.
I know. We're trying to have a clean conversation on a podcast.
Clean podcast, nothing dirty, no blue cheese in this podcast. Let's go.
Ooh, blue
Every
cheese?
podcast we've been in
I
so
love
far
blue
has been
cheese.
I see. How did you not like blue cheese? Let's have this conversation. Let's start. So blue cheese is creamy. It's chunky. It's yummy.
That's what I would have.
It's bold, dude.
It's both.
This is a big unknown to me because obviously I live in the UK, so I don't know. I don't know.
That's no excuse.
You
have blue
That's no
cheese there,
excuse.
Connor.
They're
We're not.
He's not. I just think he's not talking about the same blue cheese that we know and love.
Oh,
I don't know.
snap,
Oh, but I am.
son.
What was that, Carl?
Nova Bomb
You
on
can
3
dunk
of
blue
us?
cheese in pizza. Have you ever done that? Has anybody
Dude.
ever dunked pizza?
Blue-
If you're, I have a suggestion. If you're watching the Allegiant podcast right now on Twitch, I want to see people's posts on who has dunked their pizza in blue cheese, and I'm sure we'll get positive responses.
is
Let's keep an eye on that. I want to see podcast pizza blue cheese
Is there
people
gonna be a hashtag
post it.
now? Are we starting our first hashtag?
Hashtag
Well, there we
Blue
go.
cheese
I've done it
Dunkaroonie.
Shamelessly, Twitter.
Dunkaroonie.
There it is. Facebook. Done. I'm good. I've had my day.
blue
Oh my
cheese
God.
Dunkaroonie.
Hashtag
Dunkaroonie,
Blue cheese
nice.
Dunkaroonie.
Dunk a Rooney.
Go.
Let's hope
Make it
one of the
trend.
same
How did you
people is actually listening.
Oh,
You
I
know
just
what?
fell off.
I don't actually
Fuck.
know.
Connor,
Fuck.
I was gonna say, do these go onto YouTube or anything after the stream? In case anyone's missed a bit, if they're watching now and wish they'd heard
I
it from the
wish they
start,
had it from the
because
start. Everyone's
we're
gonna
that
wish
good.
they had it from the start. It's been fantastic so far.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have to go back
So
and watch
where-
it like they
where
do with
can
all
they
the Rich
catch
Kids
it?
videos.
Well, it's gonna have to be put on to YouTube some point, hopefully by this weekend at the very latest.
okay. Is
No,
the
it's
first
not
one
on
already
Reon.
on?
That's going to go on as well. It's just obviously finding the time because I've been
Oh,
quite
cool.
busy. But yeah, no, they're both going to go
Yeah,
on
yeah,
our
fair enough.
xAllegiancex. Is it xAllegiancex TV again, Stevie? That's it.
Yes, it
xAllegiancex
is.
TV for our YouTube.
Ah,
There we go.
snap.
Oh, I just killed
Did you
myself.
fall- Did you fall down?
Surprise!
Yeah,
No, I
there's
double jumped and I hit a rocket, or like I shot a rocket in this little like thing of on.
Did
I
you
don't know.
pull
I
a
don't want to talk
dog?
about it.
You
He may
totally
have
just pulled a
There's a
dog.
dog.
I just did a dog.
Wow. Come on.
Did a dog.
Oh, the flipper.
You're
I
better than
think
that.
Did.
That's all I've really got planned to talk about for this week, unless anyone else wants to. Oh god damn it! What a Nova Bomb! That game shock is just laggy as hell, though.
Yep.
Is there anything else anyone wants to say? Does anyone want to have the last word?
Oh.
Oh yeah.
I thought I got
You
it.
did it.
No, I got
You
caught.
you did a
Always
funny.
do it funny.
Uh-huh. No,
Um,
I have a
what's-
last word.
What's your last
I got a
word,
last
Nicole?
word.
What's your last word for us? I'm ready.
Are
I'm
you
always
ready? Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Because
I don't know if you can handle this.
Yeah, go on.
Oh.
Okay.
Last word.
Okay. My last word Onomatopoeia.
Not this again. Not this. Oh, there it is. Another shameless plug. I got double Titan Slam. What the hell? That is an overzealous use of a Titan Slam.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we'll end it there. Thank you everyone so much for watching. We'll be back again.
Well, we might as well finish the game.
No, I think you're right there. I think finishing the game's fair enough, isn't it? We've given them a show.
Yes. Will
we be back
No,
next
I'm gonna
week?
I'm gonna do that shameless bit
Yes!
at the end. Don't worry, there's a whole graphic for it. Oh, there it is.
Oh,
Just finished.
okay.
Wonderful. I got a BTRD 345 again. I don't know what this one is. But there we go. Thank you very much everyone for watching. Thank you to our guests, Stevie Bizzle, our founder. We'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. Say the name and you can say goodbye. There we go, Stevie. Just
Say
goodbye.
what name?
You pain me.
Oh! Goodbye, and remember, we are trending at Blue Cheese Dunkaroonie. Just make sure that streams. I know we've already had a couple
Stevie.
posts
Yeah.
on the Allegiance TV feed. Blue Cheese Dunkaroonie.
Yeah,
Hashtag.
Got it. Yeah,
Oh,
No,
yeah.
he said hashtag ban. He said hashtag
Ban
ban
Blue Cheese Dunkaroonie. You don't ban it. You beat it.
I love it.
Thank you, Ethan. Ethan
1994.
1994.
Ethan?
Yeah. Ban blue cheese.
Yeah, no, it is Ethan, I think.
I don't know. It's either Eve, F,
Yeah.
and 994, or you know.
Alright,
yeah.
thank you from Game Freak.
I'm gonna have to demote him.
No problem.
Carl? Anna.
Thank you for having me. And remember, if you dress up like Prince Aldrin, I'll totally be there.
Wow.
Wow.
Straight up. Hashtag hot for
Just saying.
Yeah, there we go.
Hell
Second
yeah.
one already. And thank you very much, Tom, the sound engineer. Punt.
Thank
You're not
you.
too sure about that, are you?
Yeah,
You've
I
been
was
given a
like,
promotion as far as I'm concerned, really. I mean, I think we're going to have to. I'm going to have a
just a-
conversation with
I'm
Stevie
just a little
afterwards
scrub.
to see if we can now make this official.
Official
Ex
XAX
Yeah, that's exactly it.
sound
There we go.
engineer.
Hashtag exopenis.
Alright, thank you very much everyone for watching.
Oh,
We will see you next week. And the times for those, when you can see us, for all of the time zones we've got it, is now up on the screen. Thank you. Right, yeah.